Hi, welcome to the channel. This is SEANOMACK, recording my first ever video. So in this video, as you can probably tell from the thumbnail and the title, I'm going to be doing a first impressions of The Way of the Househusband. So this is the second volume. I've read the first volume, it's just there. I read that like a week or so ago and just decided that I was going to read the second volume as sort of a first impressions rather than do like a full manga review as it's still publishing. I was going to do, as I tweeted out to a few people, that I was going to do a Fire Punch review, but Amazon, where's my parcel? But obviously once that arrives, once the next my next parcel arrives from Amazon, I will have the entire Fire Punch series, and then I can read through it and do a proper manga review of the whole thing. The other video I'm going to do is a haul video. As you can probably see to the left, yeah. I was thinking about it like when it when it spun around on the camera. Which way is that? That's left. That's to my left. Your right is something I got a few days ago, plus another few that are up on the shelf that you can't see because you can only see all of my One Piece volumes. But yeah, I'm going to do a haul video. That's sort of going to be something that I plan to be as like a sort of a bonus. I don't plan to make that like a staple of the content. I want to more focus on like the kind of content I want to do is like first impressions, manga reviews, and then like stuff that is just generally either my opinions on a series or why I think you should pick the series up and give it a go. So that's the kind of content I've got in mind. I mean, maybe further down the future, like this is going to be the first, I say video, first anything that I've ever edited. So this is my first time using an editing software and actually producing something and putting it together. So hopefully if you're watching this, the editing's not too rubbish. But if it is, then I've never done it before. So I'm hoping that will improve throughout time, and if I can get to a point where it does and learn that, then I'll do videos on maybe anime reviews as well. But anyway, into it straight away. Like I said, we're going to be talking about The Way of the Househusband Volume 2. So the series, it is about this character right here. His name is Tatsu. He was a former Yakuza legend dubbed the Immortal Dragon. And the premise of the series is that he has left that life behind to become, as you can probably guess, a house husband. Now, what that means is that his day-to-day life is doing menial tasks like cooking, cleaning, shopping, stuff like that. Just general housework and general day-to-day things. Now, because of his past and his Yakuza background, a lot of this stuff doesn't quite go the way it would for me or you. It's very light-hearted, it's a very wholesome read, but it's also got that tone of like, the stuff that he's doing, obviously it was always, people misunderstand him, the way he looks, the way he dresses obviously still is what you would consider to be someone who is part of a crime organisation, and it doesn't help that his smile and the faces he pulls are intimidating, to say the least, and that's one of the credits I'll give to this story and this series, is that the artwork is really good. It really lends it to the fact that they give him a load of like, his expressions are so good. Like you see normal everyday person's expression compared to his, and you can tell why people are scared. They rightly think, I might die. But it's really interesting, and a lot of it is, on a surface it just seems like it is a very very simple comedy manga, but from looking into it, it's like, just from reading this volume alone, you more or less see that there is a darker side, not one that is like on, not something that is like, wow, that was dark, but for example, any daily household chores he does, There's, for example, not to give too much away, but in this volume they've gone to like a car showroom, so him and his wife, and they're picking out a good car for them to have, basically. And as they go to take it for a test drive, he's leaving the place with the person in the back and keeps imagining these scenarios where all these random people that are walking around the streets, whether they're crossing the road or just stood there at the side of the road, he's imagining up this scenario where that person is a hitman and they're going to kill him. So the first one is like a guy shooting through the windshield of the car, a guy that tries to stab him, a pensioner that pulls out a rocket launcher and attempts to shoot that at the car. So when you read that, it's like, to me, I was like, especially for the second volume, I think was better than the first one. Like, I really enjoyed the first volume, but this one for me just like really, for the first like good quarter of the book, and even like halfway through and towards the end, I was like turning most pages and like having a little giggle, having a little chuckle. There's definitely a lot of funny situations that you would think doing every day, you couldn't figure out how they would make that funny. Like, in my mind, I'm like, how on earth do you make going to the shops and buying some pork comical? But they managed to do it. So it is really, really interesting. It is a really fun series. It's a pretty quick read. Like, I tweeted that I was gonna read through this and then give my immediate like thoughts and reaction to it, and I'd finished it within like, I want to say like half an hour, or even maybe not less. Don't know. But either way, a very quick read, very easy read. You don't have to do a whole lot of thinking. And I'm not usually a fan of comedy manga. I do like stuff that tends to have more of a... I myself love, like, when it comes to manga, my favourite things are like world building and stuff like that. So if any series has an incredible world, then I would be really interested, because I'm really like, I love not necessarily lore heavy stuff, but I love to have a story and I love to have a big world that feels real, even if it's not, like, and that's probably one of the reasons I love One Piece so much. But forget about that for now. We're talking about Househusband. But no, really fun character. Tatsu, or Tachan as his wife calls him. I mean, even I didn't show the back. The back of that pretty much happens at the beginning of this second volume, and it's him doing like yoga and fitness classes, and it's even something as simple as that. There's like a little scene like him dancing. Oh, we'll skip past it. Is that early on? So I want to see that smile, everyone, and then that face, as well as dancing. So as you can see, like, I mean, throughout here there's some like, there's some really, really good artwork. There's a lot of good like close-ups and stuff like that. I mean, it's all very nice. Like, a lot of it is, it's very cool. I really enjoy this. That's a really good scene. I'd pick it up just for this bit. Like, two police officers following him to bust him for something that they believe he's dealing in drugs. It turns out it's just a surprise birthday party. It is really fun. It's a really nice, light-hearted read, and I think it's something that we can all use something like this at the moment with everything that's going on in the world. That being said, I do love a darker series. It's nice every now and again to just read something that is nice and chill. So yeah, I definitely recommend picking this up. I believe the next volume comes out June 25th for the UK. I think it's probably already out, or if not, nearly out for the US. But it doesn't come out until mid-June, end of June for the UK. So I'm going to be picking it up when it comes out, because I've really enjoyed the first two volumes. And I'm really looking forward to seeing where this is going to go. So yeah, definitely recommend picking this up. If you're a fan of comedy manga, if you're a fan of like, not the Yakuza, but stuff that involves that kind of material, then I definitely pick this up. So yeah, that's my thoughts on The Way of the Househusband. This is my first video, so it's probably very awkward, and I probably got a bit misled. Not misled. off track. There we are, off track, off piste, if you want to say that. I rambled a little bit, but I'm trying to get into this. I want to see how this goes. I've got loads of other series that I want to talk about and a load of other video ideas. This one was unscripted entirely, so that's probably why if you're thinking this was a bit all over the place, that'd be why. The next one I plan to do hopefully will be a bit more thought out and have a, you know, be a bit more planned. I was just like so excited to start up a channel after being inspired, and just thought, you know, let's just do it. And I just really wanted to talk. I was going to talk, like I said, I'm going to talk about Fire Punch, but I will do that at some point in the future. I'm going to read through it and then give my overall thoughts on the series, which I'm really excited to do as well. But I've really enjoyed this, making this video and reading this book. You know, follow me on Twitter and all that stuff will be in the description below. I hope this video hasn't been too crappy, and that you stick around and see how the channel progresses. So all I've got to say is thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.